Hello, this is Christina Mattis, and you are about to view and listen to a brief presentation on active reading. While you read, there is a difference between active and passive reading. Then I'll present you with my personal top 10 list of how you can actively read, and then I'll conclude with the overall purpose as to why active reading is important. Let's first take a look at active versus passive reading. Active reading. If you read actively, you're able to make inferences, predictions, and conclusions as to what can or will happen. You're engaged in your reading, whether it be a novel, a poem, a magazine article, even a news article through the internet or through a newspaper. You tend to forget everything else around you. And if you're an active reader, you're able to take control of your reading. If you're a passive reader, well, the information that you read doesn't register with you. You're not asking questions about what you're reading. You cannot remember details, and you simply read the words without thinking about them. So let's take a look at the top 10 list as to how you can actively read. Well, first, make comments in the margins. You can do this by using sticky notes or even a pencil. When I actively read, for instance, I tend to use colored sticky notes. One color for instance, each symbol or each theme or a particular character regarding each symbol or theme. You essentially develop a code, a legend for you to have access to easily refer back to the book or your reading without having to reread the entire book in its entirety. If you opt to use a pencil, for instance, you can develop a code using your own personal legend, whether it's a star for each symbol, or let's say, for instance, when we read the Scarlet Letter in class, you might use the letter R, a capital R, to represent each time there's a reference made to the color red or scarlet or crimson. Ask yourself questions about the reading. What does this mean? Why is the author writing about this? Visualize the characters, the setting, the events. How do things look? How are people dressed? What is the noise level like? Can you imagine that? Note what surprises you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be in a positive way. It could be something that surprises you that you weren't expecting. Obviously, all surprises aren't expected, but it could be something that's surprising you in a negative way. Evaluate what you're reading. Don't be afraid to form your own opinions. However, have explicit examples ready to support your opinion. Don't just say something like, I didn't like it. Well, prove it. Have an example ready, or two or three. The more examples that you have, the better you're able to support your opinion. Think about what ideas are repeated and why are they repeated? What could that mean? Choose a favorite or most meaningful passage or quote. Why or what is most important and why? And alternatively, what can be omitted and not make a difference to the grand scheme of reading? And my personal favorite, read with a pencil in hand, even if you do use sticky notes. You can underline that way, you can circle words that you may not understand or words that jump out at you and you think that's a great way to describe something. And it's also a great reminder to be an active reader. So why active reading? What's the purpose of it? Well, one, it is easier to go back through the book for supporting examples without having to reread the book. And it enforces what you have read. You can remember the book better in the future, and you can confidently debate your opinion. I hope this presentation has helped you.
Mama, I know she does.
And it's good timing because my son has just come into my office. Thank you, and I hope to be able to experience active reading with you.